I'm current Beacon staff writer, and we're joined today by Congressman Mike McIntyre, who stopped by Union Elementary School while in Brunswick County. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here in Brunswick County, as always.
Let's talk a little bit about the President's State of the Union address on Wednesday evening. What is your take on it? Do you think that he addressed the major concerns of not only the American people, but specifically North Carolinians?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about some jobs coming in North Carolina. We were very pleased when you mentioned North Carolina company with 1,200 job opportunities. My main concern was about the economy of jobs right now, because that's what we're hurting. And I am glad that there's now beginning to be the emphasis we've long needed on small business, because small business accounts for 99% of all business in North Carolina. Small business accounts for 2/3 of the new jobs generated. And a lot of folks don't realize that. They think you have to wait to get some big industry to come in. And that's nice when you maybe land one of those. But far and away, our small businesses are the job generators. When you talk about them generating 2/3 of all the new jobs, as well as sustaining jobs, we've got it on this small business, which is something that I've long championed and called for. So I am grateful that now there's going to be more of an emphasis from the administration to join us in that concern on small business.
Now, you've been here in North Carolina for a few days, and during the State of the Union, the President said, as far as the economy, the worst of the storm has passed. But here in North Carolina, as you know, December numbers released just recently of unemployment, 11.2%. Do you think that accurately reflects the sentiment here at home in North Carolina?
Not quite. We have a severe concern. I'll tell you, we're still reeling from aftershocks going all the way back to NAFTA. And NAFTA passed before I went to Congress, but we've had a subsequent trade agreement since then. North Carolina has an unfortunate situation in that here on Tobacco Road, we've seen a lot of transition, but we've also seen textiles suffer, and the furniture industry as well in North Carolina. And we're still in a recovery phase from getting the one-two punch from all the changes in all these different trade agreements that occur, as well as the economic downturn. That's why strengthening our community college system and the educational opportunities to help people transition into new jobs.
And another thing, I'm glad you brought up healthcare. Also, the President also talked about reform during his speech. He vowed not to quit, and he urged Congress to stand behind reform. You, of course, were in the slight minority in November. At the time, you cited the cost as not voting for it, and then since then, the Senate passed their version. Where are we now? Where is Congress on healthcare reform?
The healthcare reform legislation is going to have to be retooled. There's no doubt. Following the Massachusetts election and the fact that any legislation that's going to have to overcome the kind of filibuster of the Senate has made clear that sentiment was not only expressed in Massachusetts, but I know here in North Carolina that we too have been concerned about cost. I continue to be concerned about that. We have to be fiscally responsible to right now we're in a $12 trillion national debt situation. To go and put a new government-run bureaucracy to the tune of $1 trillion on top of the $12 trillion debt, it's not going to work. It's not sustainable. And so that proposal, as was originally intended to that legislation to set up the government-run bureaucracy for healthcare, cost too much. It was going to have too many other ripple effects in everyone. So that's why I didn't vote for it originally. And now that what's happening in the Senate, there clearly is going to have to be a retooling of how that whole legislation is done. Sure, we need, and I've had Republicans and Democrats also say something's got to be done, because obviously skyrocketing insurance premiums, cost of health care, but that's not the way to do it. So there's going to have to be a whole retooling of that, and I think that's going to be clear in what the discussions down the targeted reforms, what ways that we've done it already instead of waiting for some major solution in Washington. Here locally, we've worked with community health centers in some areas that are suffering. For instance, the one in Bolton is serving a greatly underserved area, as well as Lake and Columbus County. We set that up originally. We worked with the Southeast Black Mayors Association, we worked with the Civilian and tried to work with the Medical School of Nursing so they could get training to help an area that was underserved. We had an incidence of diabetes, heart disease, virtual injury in healthcare. Bolton Medical Clinic is one of those examples of a way you can target a need and not bust the budget in the process. And another example, now proposed in medical clinic is under the auspices of Goshen, which is based in Faison up in Duplin County in our district. The Vice President himself came last summer to recognize the efforts that Goshen Medical Clinic has done in areas like this one with he was right there in place along with the Secretary of Agriculture with us because of the success story that they're showing. We also have concerns about Medicare reimbursement rates from our doctors and hospitals to make sure that we can attract physicians and nurse practitioners in these areas, coastal and rural areas. So there are a lot more practical ways that we can target health and healthcare without trying to bite off more than anybody can chew when you talk about a whole $1 trillion burden. That's not the way to go, and that's why I'm supporting it.
And so will you maintain that as long as the price tag would contribute to the deficit, would increase the deficit, you will not?
Right, and that's been my biggest concern. And we've got to be responsible for taxpayer money. We got to be good stewards. And we are already $12 trillion in debt. We already owe China and Saudi Arabia money. I don't want to get that to those countries. And it's our money, and we want to create American jobs. We want to have American money. We need to be paying down national debt, not increasing.